than 12 months old. Ask your vet for Apoquel Chewable.
Hi guys, welcome back to my Elder Scrolls Online run.
News, business, and news headlines on SiriusXM. Anytime, anywhere.
We'll just continue where we left off from last time.
America is listening.
It's 8 a.m. on the East Coast. It is Thursday, April 4th, and this is Fox and Friends. Fox News or DHS agents. Look at this video. Rearresting 3 migrant squatters who are out on bail because of some idiot judge, but one is still on the run. What we're learning about their criminal past.
To another squatting showdown, a Texas homeowner confronts one entering through his home through the window.
There's going to be no help. He's done damage well over south of $2,000 in damage in our house. He kicked in a door to get access to a bathroom. Broke windows. He completely tapped into electricity.
Their story coming up. Plus, a brutal brawl. The New York Rangers and the New Jersey Devils coming to blows 2 seconds into the game. How it ended.
Almost there. Let's hurry.
On ice. Then they played hockey.
Fox and Friends starts right now. And remember, always never forget, mornings are better with friends.
Right. The entrance to Key Ride's gallery should
Fox
be
News
east
alert
of
federal
here.
agents rounding up
Let's
3
set out.
migrants in a raid at a known squatter house in New York City.
The suspects are among a group of 8 arrested just last week in New York on gun and drug charges, only to be released without bail. We have heard that story before.
And we have Chanley Painter joins us with what authorities found inside that home. Hey, Chanley.
Hey, good morning, guys. The neighborhood there, of course, is outraged that those 3 migrant squatters were again arrested at the Bronx home, where the authorities found guns, drugs, ammo, and scales during that initial raid. One of those rearrested was Hector de Suya Villalta, a 24-year-old illegal immigrant from Venezuela. He's the one who actually prompted the initial raid at the squatter home last week, where 8 were arrested after De Sousa Villalta was seen with a gun outside the home. He was pointing a loaded gun at someone when police arrived and tackled him. And last August, De Sousa Villalta was charged with attempted murder. Police say he shot another migrant in the leg over an argument, but the victim refused to cooperate in that case. ICE has now confirmed that 4 of the 8 migrant squatters arrested had previously been caught at the Texas border by Border Patrol, but then released into the U.S. only to skip out on their processing appointments. And now with these 3 suspects rearrested and being held pending deportation hearings, ICE says it has placed detainers on 4 others who are still at a local jurisdiction in custody, and there is one who is still on the run, guys.
Yeah, with the gun. Yeah, and why would they let out? The DA, thanks so much, Jerry. Why would they let out? The DA said, put him on bail. And Judge Eugene Bowen, the same judge that said those two cops that got beat up by the Venezuelan illegal immigrants at Times Square about a month ago.
Off the camera.
And flipped off the camera.
Game
They got out.
wardens
He's the same one that let them out.
often
So he's letting these out. So then ICE had to spring into action to do this. Everybody's angry. The NYPD is angry. Their guys are in danger. These guys are all with guns, illegal guns, out on attempted murder charges and drugs and everything. And now ICE is saying, why don't we have to go back there since the NYPD already risked their lives to go
The
out?
part of the story that's underreported is that the community was warning the cops about this. And the cops weren't able to do their job because of this sanctuary city policy. So you got a bunch of thugs with guns. They claim that they don't have any money, but they got some money and they're paying for those guns that are on the table because they're not cheap.
Guns, drugs, scales. There was a child inside. What do they think is going to happen?
Drugs?
When you let them out of jail, you've already arrested them, you let them out, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to go back and squat in the same house.
Yeah, well, what were they doing with the bag of ketamine and the ketamine mixed with cocaine? We don't know. Also, and Brian, you reminded us of that squatter, of the migrant, who then flipped off the cameras and the cops in Times Square a while back. Remember the migrant influencer who was on TikTok and telling people how to squat? Well, there's a story in the New York Post today that apparently the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms is contacting ICE, mulling gun charges, because I think on one of his social media accounts, it shows him with guns, or a gun, which, according to the story, is illegal given his past.
But Steve, can we just talk about that now the policing business is based off of media reports? Until we shame
social media.
Until we take these reports and show these people what they're doing, then all of a sudden the cops are able to do their job. So that what that tells me is that the White House is only being responsive to our reporting in the press. The cops want to police every single day. Policing should be dictated based on us covering the stories and then them reacting to things that they've known for a while.
Lawrence, you've done so many squatting stories. You've actually gone and knocked on the door and confronted some of these squatters, which it could be very dangerous, but you didn't, so that we could see. And they said, I have the right to be here. I have a lease. They'll show receipts.
All fake, all shit.
Exactly. So we were talking. We're like, well, I don't think this would happen down south. Down south, the law enforcement would say, absolutely not. You're not paying rent. You didn't sign a lease. Get out. It's not your house. You're not living for free. But this is happening all across the country. Ron DeSantis is trying to do something about it with legislation in Florida. And then in Texas, this is happening too. We interviewed a family in San Antonio. They called this fixer-upper. They hired an acquaintance, a tile guy, who wanted tile in their bathroom. So here's the guy. There's the guy they hired. He's now entering their house and living there, squatting in their house. The door is locked, so he doesn't have the key to the house. So now he's going in through the window. He did the tile work, and he signed a paper, a lease, that said he could live there for a few days while he does the tile work, because he said it'll make my job go faster if I live there. Hasn't done any of the work. The bathroom is in shambles still.
Well, then he broke the contract.
Exactly. And then the police came and they said there's nothing we can do. He has the right to live there. Here's his, I guess, girlfriend or someone that he knows that's living there with him. She comes in, it looks like a bag of
She's gotta be proud. Gotta pick the real winner.
Yeah, this is the front door, the front window.
Because they don't have keys.
Well, did you see initially as they're filming this happening, he's filming the owners as well. It shows you the guts of these people. They feel like they're the victims in these
The owner
cases.
said, why are you living in my house? And she said, we have the right to be here.
Well, ultimately, here's a shot from your interview, which is
It was just little by little showing that it was a room, it was a house that he wanted all along. And with our trust, he abused us. And I've been asked in a couple of interviews that what you wanted to heed to other homeowners is trust no one. There is no good deed that's going to be returned with good. And you don't know. You could screen them through the credit. You could go through contracts. You don't know what state or who the idea that they will get.
It is very sad that the homeowners do not have any protection.
There's legislators that are out there, such as Governor DeSantis, who are making headway, and we need more headway across America to protect us, the homeowners.
so they need to change the laws in a lot of localities. Whether it's Texas, they're changing it in Florida. They got to change it here. All did what they thought was going to be a good thing. They wrote these laws to protect honest tenants
Without a
from greedy
functioning sky shard, the
landlords.
gate remains locked.
Unfortunately,
There's no way for us to
particularly with
succeed.
this wave of migrants now, the migrants have figured out how to game the system. And we've been
Unless
talking
you have a
about
set
that
of
in so many
incentive
different
tools and
categories.
a working
And
knowledge
this
of
is how they're doing
meteoric
it.
empowerment
All right, so who is
theory,
actually coming across the
there's
southern
nothing for
border?
it. We need to find a
Let's take a
replacement.
look. Right now, if you look at fiscal year 24, we're just in April. Columbia's already got 28,000. What was wrong in Colombia? They used to be a
I
settled
saw
country.
one in a
That's
vault
getting a
just
little
south of
affected
here
by the
6 years
chaos
ago.
coming from
But it was
Venezuela
flanked by one of the
and
island's
Brazil,
more powerful
China.
players.
This is the
Normally,
biggest
I'd say
mystery.
we should trust them with the
22,233.
options,
Last year there were
but given the
24,000. We couldn't
circumstances,
believe that. This year we're going to possibly double that. Then Mexico 18,000. There was a time in which that was zero. Brazil was an absolute mess, 8,700. And now you have Ecuador with 7,700. These failed countries are coming here because they think it's their one time to get here. Our border patrol is totally
Let's not delay
overwhelmed.
too long, though.
And all the administration says is we have legislation, the Republicans don't want to pass it.
Those numbers are from this fiscal year. We're only halfway through the
It's
Well,
an
look at these Chinese.
called a
They're coming
gargoyle.
across.
I've never seen one fight, but
They
by
look
all
like they're a
accounts, they are
ruler
far more
back.
powerful
The
than the
number has
Goro.
Hey, Mr. Gizmo, I love you.
Chinese back from year to year because I
Giant
think this
clusters of
really
meteoric
shows the
glass.
story. Let's get to the
They fall from
beginning.
Asterius,
Yeah,
charged
we
with
had,
raw
so
and very
you got
potent
21
magicka.
and 21
Mages
you
use
got
sky shards in all kinds of rituals and
342.
experiments.
You got the
The
rest of year
Duremi use them as
22,
power source.
1900, and then it goes up to 24,000, and then in 24, just now, is up to now is only 22.
Joe Biden in office.
It's unbelievable.
Joe Biden's office.
Here's what's going on. For years, millions of Chinese would get temporary visas to come into the country. and the United States would allow that. In 2016, the year of the presidential election, the United States issued 2.2 million visas to the Chinese, and that's why so many people came in. And they weren't arrested as they are being now. In 2022, 160,000. So less than
Legal just through a visa system.
the legal visa system, and so that is why they're coming in illegally, because they only are allowing 160,000 legal, whereas 5 years earlier it was 2.2 million. And as we heard, and we talked a little bit about that 60 Minutes story, which showed us how so many were flying into Tijuana and then bringing the roller back, Brian, to your point, through that little gap in the wall. The problem is, if you were deported here in the United States and were Chinese, China's not going to take you back because there are 36,000 Chinese who were deported to leave the United States, and China, Beijing, has said, no, we're not going to take them.
But the question is,
So they're home free.
why is China allowing this? What is the plan here? You don't just leave China like this unless the government allows it to happen.
Yeah, here's Mike Pompeo on that very question. We know the Chinese Communist Party knows they're here. And if even a fraction, imagine just 1% of those tens of thousands of folks are here on a nefarious mission on behalf of the Chinese Communist Party directly, working all the fentanyl issues, working on the cartel assistance to the Mexicans, right, helping funnel money, laundering money through the Chinese system. This is dangerous. This is an enormous national security risk to the United States to have that many Chinese nationals coming here with the permission of our adversary, Xi Jinping. There will be a bad day, Laura, and I fear that we don't even have our hands around who's coming in, where they are, and President Biden doesn't give a rip about it.
Come up, according to the readout, on the conversation they had yesterday, President Xi and the President of the United States. Yeah, I guess fentanyl came out with a lot of issues didn't come out that long.
Why are you gonna have the call if you're not going to talk about the top issues that's facing our country?
You know, so many people are leaving China and they say, okay, we're going to Canada, or we're going to Ecuador, or we're going to Mexico. But ultimately, they're really.
You did it.
It's just
Let's
mind
keep them
blowing that these are policies in America right now, that you can live in someone's house and squat, never pay a bill, paying to live for free. It
The
is
data
mind blowing
creature
to think that
responsible for
our
all these
border, our
portals
southern
waits
border is
just beyond
completely
that
open
gate.
to anyone. We're not even
If you have any
vetting
other
them. We don't know who they
preparations
are.
to make,
This is a
make them
direct
now.
result of when you have activists running the country, when you have academics that believe
Again,
that only
I'm
read
just a
books. That's all they do.
But
They
I'd
don't
encourage you
look
to
at the
remember what
theories
we've
and
practiced before.
practice.
Keep
The
moving.
White House has been
Strike through
influenced by
and
all
exploit
these
any
mayors'
opening the creature
offices,
gives you.
are influenced by the DAs, the judges are being influenced by it. I think there has to be a push. The Republicans
Rock and roll.
have to be a push for federal judges. There has to be a push for local office.
There it is.
More Republican
Send it back
mayors,
to oblivion.
more Republican DAs, because it is the local issues that are impacting us the most. And it's a crisis on every front.
They're going to need money. And that's when you barely have enough money to finance with senators. True. That's why the president and RNC's got to get their act together so they can finance all the way down. All right, 13 minutes after the hour, down to a battle on the ice. Two NHL rivals getting into a knockdown, drag-out brawl because, I don't know, the whistle went off, they dropped the puck. And they got the breath. They ended up in an all-out brawl. Top five brawls just about every night. It goes to local somewhere. So we're going to bring yeah, said he just says, get over here. We're dropping. I'm going to explain what happened, but then I'm going to take on all comers because I'm James Jack.
You did it. Hopefully the gallery wasn't too badly damaged. Follow me.
Let's do that. The gloves came off at Madison Square Garden last night as the New York Rangers took on my New Jersey Devils. The arch rivals didn't make it 2 seconds literally before all 10 starters began throwing haymakers. Watch.
By August 1st. Look at the central
8
column.
players from
I had no idea
four from
it
each team were
contained something
ejected,
like
and
this.
all 10
Let's get a
also
closer look.
received 5-minute fighting penalties. Carly challenged me to a fight. That's why I just messed up that line. There's no doubt Rangers forward Matt Rempe was going to fight yesterday. That's because when these teams last met less than a month ago, he delivered a crushing elbow to a Devils defenseman's jaw. That move got him ejected, suspended for 4 games. And in hockey, you police your own on the ice. The Devils actually trading for that guy, number 23, enforcer Curtis McDermott, for this very moment. They traded for him for this very moment. The two fought the longest during yesterday's brawl.
Now I see why we never managed to unlock the goal. That power comes from this arcane view.
4-3. Who said
With the
yeah?
helix closed,
Here's
the
what we're
gates
gonna
can
do.
only reopen.
Concha,
Perhaps not all of them
and
at
Guy
first, but
Benson,
enough
big
to reach
Devils
most
fan.
of
I'm
Tamriel.
thinking
The
Ainsley's a
question for
Rangers
you, I
fan,
suppose,
Kennedy's a
is
Rangers
where to
fan,
first?
Davey McDowell. Let's settle this. Let's fight. Let's
Can you
go.
believe
So,
it?
like Anchorman,
Just look
like
around.
you guys are gonna
With
be.
this arcane helix exposed, with seamless perfectly, arcane is magic. The Keylight's gallery has come to life, and I finally think I know why.
But you can't hit a girl.
Because of you, matters in Tamriel are bleak. War rages in Cyrodiil. Daedric princes conspire. Dragons ride the wings of Icewell.
Just so you know how
The
serious this is
second
getting. Remember a couple weeks ago I did that story with
Look at
Ice?
the gallery.
Then I contacted Ice. He's been jawing at me all. I'm
Chosen.
going after him next. Forget the fact that he texted me from the gym where he works out 2 hours a day and is ripped and can kill me just by looking at me. This Devils Rangers rivalry is serious, and I represent the David Putty, Patrick Warburton aspect of this. Go Devils!
I'm sure adventure
Ainsley didn't mention any of us.
Yeah,
Yeah. She just,
was like 6'9".
she just, are you looking for our safety?
So, have you chosen where to go? What region of the world strikes your fancy? Not everyone gets to pass instantly from one side of Tamriel to another.
It's appeared on
This is
screen.
quite a
Carly,
gift.
who you guys battle with every day. Let's go, Carly.
If we,
Cross all the way across?
I want to.
Or do you need to stop here first? This is
We're gonna toss right there. Let's look.
Oh, he's
What, me? No, I've got work to do. The Cyrodiil will want every bit of this place searched and studied. Since I did the discovering, I'll probably end up leading the effort. Adventure abroad sounds all well and good, but my place is here.
Are you losing to tornadoes?
Pick up your team.
Okay, we do have some more news to get to here, guys, including this shocking video of a deadly elephant attack in Africa. The massive wild animal charging a group of tourists who were on a safari.
Well, fate's sort of a clumsy way to put it. No offense. Honestly, I don't even know why you were chosen, but I believe there was intention. Something. Whether it be the stars, the gallery, or the tower
6 people were on board that bus,
itself,
including an 80-year-old American woman who later died from her
Perhaps it
injuries.
followed you to
8
prevent you from
passengers
reaching
who were
your...
stranded on an African
Destiny
island are
sounds
back
a
on
bit
their
too
cruise ship.
grandiose.
Passengers
just
say
say
they
to
were on a
stop you from
guided
reaching
tour
your
that was
potential.
delayed, leading them
Then again,
to miss the all
maybe
aboard
the power
call.
of this
After
place brought
being
you here
left
to
on
stop
March
Shizel.
27, they made stops in 7 countries before catching up to the ship. A
Probably
Norwegian
not,
cruise
but what's it
spokesperson
like
saying in
without
part,
unanswered
we will
questions,
reimburse these
right?
8 guests for their
More, if
travel
you ask me.
costs. The New York judge overseeing former President Trump's
and
hush money case has rejected his
answering
request
that
to
question
delay
will
the
probably
trial.
keep me
Trump's legal
occupied
team
for
has
the
argued
next
the
100
procedure
years.
should be pushed
Is
back
the
until the
helix
Supreme
connected to the
Court
adamantine
rules on
tower?
presidential
How does it
immunity.
perceive
Fox
distant
News
corners
legal
of
analyst Greg
Tamriel?
Jarrett joined
I
us
may not
earlier.
understand it, but I'll do my
All
best.
of these cases against Trump seem to have one common denominator. They're politically motivated. The right
It
to a
is a
speedy
bit
trial
overwhelming, isn't it?
embedded in the
The whole of
Constitution
Tamriel
is
stretched
the
out
right
before
of
you. We could start with the
Not the
political
accuser.
considerations. 3 great
The hush money
alliances
trial
vie
is
for control
expected to
of
start
Cyrodiil.
on April
Does the
15th.
faithful pact,
The
covenant, or
UConn men's
dominion?
basketball team finally touching down in Phoenix about 2 hours ago after a plane malfunction left the defending national champs delayed for more than 7 hours overnight. Meanwhile, NBA superstar LeBron James offering praise for players like Caitlin Clark as the
Excellent.
women's game
You can
surges
visit
in
First
popularity
Mackay and
with
Daggerfall
record ratings.
Covenant territory.
It is much difference between
So,
the
have you chosen where to go? What region of the world strikes your fancy? Not everyone gets to pass instantly from one side of
Monday
Tamriel to
night's
another.
LSU-Iowa
This is
game was
quite
the
a gift.
most watched women's sporting event in U.S. history. Arnold Schwarzenegger offering advice to Jason Kelsey as he tries to shed some pounds after retiring from the NFL.
I've played my whole career at 295. I'm trying to get down to 250, 260.
It doesn't just have to do with the weight.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, of course you want to reduce weight because it's much healthier. You want to slowly decrease the fat and increase that muscle mass.
Yes.
That is the key thing. You don't have to lift heavy.
Yeah.
That's the key thing, because remember, at a certain age, you start getting into this wear and tear of the joints. It's unnecessary because you're not competing.
Seems like something Jason Kelsey can handle. Former Eagles center who famously took his shirt off while cheering on his brother in Buffalo says his goal is to lose 2 pounds a week by monitoring his protein, carbs, and fats. And that sounds like a good plan, guys.
Well, they're in Hollywood. The belief is to do a movie deal or something. You know, hey, Carl. An hour ago when we were talking about that, I said, I wonder whether or not that motivated you, that picture, to lose the weight. And then I recounted how I was actually photographed in front of the building with the World Cup soccer team. And
Somerset's nice.
I did what? You took your shirt off. Because Brandy Chastain did. Right, and I told you.
Did she have something on underneath?
Oh, yeah, she had a sports bra. Right, so did Steve. So
Where to go? Where to go?
She framed it, so I'm going to share the picture. We've been trying to get permission from People Magazine and Sports Illustrated. They have not given us.
So funny.
As I said,
We don't have permission to show it?
We don't, but we am skinny.
So we get to see it. I can see your ribs.
You know what? I am skinny. You know what? I have a good sketch artist. This is what it looks like. Right there.
Quite the difficult decision here.
I literally a stick figure, and that is why then I started sweating and I gained a lot of muscle mass, which is what Arnold's advice was.
That is really great. That's funny.
All right, and you also got to know Taylor Swift, and so does Jason Kelsey. There's so much.
Yeah, you were backstage with Taylor.
That's right.
So he did say his whole career he's been 295. His goal is to get to be 250, 260.
So what does that mean for this upcoming eclipse in astrology? Well, my transition. About half an hour ago, we asked Susan Miller, she's a noted New York astrologer, and what she said.
Catholic, and
Well, she
she's
revealed
all about numbers. She's not a fortune teller.
Well, she talked a little bit about how essentially eclipses.
I think I'll go to High Isle or Talvani.
So we asked her to read all of our charts.
And we learned that we had our own leprechaun with us.
That's right. Let's see if that is in this soundbite montage of Susan Miller talking about us.
Brian, your birthday is
May 7th, coming up.
Oh, you're the lucky little leprechaun. I know. Everything you're touching is turning to gold. He has his emerald year going on right now.
Really?
Yes. Every 12 years it comes up. You will lose it next month. No tears on your pillow because Jupiter's moving into your house.
Go to High
Are
Isle.
you married or are you single?
I'm single right now.
Oh, love is coming to you with this eclipse.
There you go. Just need an eclipse for you to get a one.
This door leads to High Isle in the Secret Archipelago. Our spies believe leaders of the Great Alliances will gather there for a peace talk.
You know,
But this
no
will draw
babies,
conspirators.
traveling a
They
lot
could
like
plunge
you do.
Cameron into
Then
deeper
you
chaos.
find your mate,
Unless
you
you
get
stop
married,
them.
you get a puppy, you've already done that.
The puppy.
So now you need your mate and then their babies. Yes, it's
So
all
what
going to happen right here.
And our leprechaun is going to make sure that he babies when the children
Okay.
That's good.
Hey,
Two kids out of the house.
remember 6 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, tune into Fox News Channel because we will have coverage of the eclipse.
Are we still on? Is this show video the morning feels like a meeting?
All right, let's get back to some news. The Biden campaign, guess what? They're hiring new pollsters.
Kaylee's going to come up next and talk about that. Call in your next on
That's Kanaka's Roost, a Khajiiti isle with emerging ties to the Aldmeri Dominion. Sea elves have been flexing their muscles in that part of the Total
Farmer
Bay.
wakes up and asks himself, what can I do to make a better cotton?
We believe that the best products are made in America and come fresh from the family farm.
And produced under the most sustainable farming techniques.
From our sheets to our blankets and quilts, this is a product that can be passed on. It could be a family heirloom.
Go to redlandcotton.com and receive 20% off your order with code FOX20.
I look back with great satisfaction on my 32 years in active duty. I understand the veteran mentality. These are people who have served. They've been in leadership.
So hard to pick a
Their
place.
life on the line if necessary, and they come to us and they say, I need some financial help at this point in time. They're not looking for a handout. They're looking for a little handout. My team at New Day USA is going to do everything we possibly can to make sure that veteran gets that loan.
I guess I'm not the easiest person to please. I like things just right. That's why I love Redfin's home recommendations. They know what I want even before I do. A home that's just right.
Yeah. What's the number one item in a crisis? Food. Because when the world goes sideways, grocery shelves get picked bare, and people worry they'll go hungry. That's why you need 4 Patriots' best-selling 3-month survival food kit. Food designed to last for 25 years, tastes great, and is easy to make. Packed with 688 servings and 24 delicious meals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Get your food kit with free shipping and free mini kits at 4patriots.com.
Life insurance is too important to put off another day. That's why SelectQuote makes getting coverage you need easy. Now get up to a $2 million
I think I remember it.
medical exam and same-day coverage.
Visit SelectQuote.com now.
With Chewy, save 20% on your first pharmacy order, so you can put an end to the itch. Get flea and tick medication delivered right to your door.
I can't make up my mind.
AI tools help you know what to say, even when you don't.
I gotta do some research. Okay, we'll stay here.
Stand tall.
Alright guys, I'll see you next one. Alright, peace.
Security sensors and cameras for your whole home. Powered by 24/7 professional monitoring and Fast Protect technology. Exclusively from SimpliSafe for faster police response. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
I love that my daughter still needs me, but sometimes I can't help due to burning and